Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Vietnam Crypto Insight back once again, and today we have a new friend. Is
Lilac.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Lilac. Recently, I worked as a BD or investment researcher at some Launchpad at VCs.
Yeah, what are you doing in the Launchpad? Like,
Actually,
can you describe the operation and not too much deep. I know that you have some kind of confidential. However, could you please introduce to us that what Launchpads are doing, like, and how can you do your business and how people can join it or anything that you can interact with the other crypto users.
my Launchpad is working as an IDO Launchpad. So it's like the last public run fundraising round before DEX listing.
Okay.
And for our performance, last time I also introduced parents to join to IDO, and those two IDOs got X 6 times.
610 is 600%
So it brings
rate.
like
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, it brings pretty much
So are
profit
you telling me
for
that I missed out?
yeah. I told you that I will join Selena and one more, but you missed out. Two
I'm
projects,
sorry.
X6.
Oh, two projects. So can you just give us a hint?
Mhm.
What's the name of the token?
The token, the first one is from Baptist Temple. It's my project as well.
Wow.
So I'll bring that up, and they also listed on DEX. They're quite big. They run big marketing, and
Nice.
that's the reason why they got like X6. Got a lot of users.
So do you have any launchpad running on like
IDO running, yeah, we have like 6 IDOs per month.
bro?
That's a
Wow.
Let me
lot.
let me let me let me put some
Hey, why don't
USDT in
you
my
why don't
account. Yeah.
why don't hey, why don't you explain to everybody that's not known that doesn't know everything about crypto? What is the IDO and how did you get it started in crypto?
And what's a launch pad as well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we people want to know. Not everybody is been in
Um,
crypto like us for a
yeah,
long time.
so how the launchpad work is more likely the projects they want to sell some of their token with a discount, so that if you invested in IDO, they will give like higher like listing price, so that you ultimately will get some profit there. But because projects want to raise some fund to like pay for DEX listing, sex listing, or maybe they want to pay for marketing, so they have to do some fundraising like IDO. And also like there are multiple multiple fundraising rounds like private or seed round. The closer to the listing part, the less discount it is.
Oh. So
And the DEX is like a decentralized exchange where people can buy crypto, right? With
Yeah, you can buy
Okay, all
crypto
right.
via decentralized exchange or centralized exchange as well.
from my point of view, I can see that so many right now in the financial market, there are so many people have no knowledge
Hmm.
about crypto.
Hmm.
And yeah, back in the days when we read like the famous book like Rich Dad Poor Dad, they're always talking about the pre-listing investment or investing from the inside. So could you please let us know if that one is some kind of inside investment and wait for some event, and how can we know if the project is going to in how can I say a specific roadmap,
Mm.
and how can we assure that the project is going on the right way and the project will not just take the money and vanish.
Yeah, that's why people prefer to join IDO, because
Yeah.
they all IDO launchpad, almost every IDO launchpad will have a safeguard for the users that
Mhm.
they will get refund if they want.
How many percent of refund?
100% refund.
Bro, 100% of refund.
Yeah, I told Taryn to join, but like he missed out a lot.
So how,
She's gonna beat me over the head
how
with
much
that.
how much is the minimum invest? How much is the minimum investment?
Yeah, can get it from a few dollars to
A few dollars. Come on,
a few dollars
bro.
to a few $100. It's very cheap.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, anyone watching this one, if you regret paying some few just a few dollars and then you miss out a life changing opportunity, come on. I now I feel regret. Now I feel regret. I spent a lot of money on clubbing, going out, and
You should spend money on
Oh
my
man.
projects. Last time we did 6x, other projects got better. We even got like
Wow.
3 times.
so instead of going
120.
to a club and spend one time, and I spend the clubbing money
Yeah.
on your project, and after a while I have like multiple time I can go to a club.
Yeah, true. And you got a safe start, so you cannot lose money.
All right, let me try some right after this one. So how
But
you guys
but
think?
I wanna know what got you into crypto. I mean, we've had conversations before. I was just trying to figure out because you're young. You're
Mhm.
I don't know if I can say your age, but you got it at a young age, and you know, we're part of our show is talking about how Vietnam has really grown as far as crypto adoption, blockchain adoption, and I'm just trying to
Mhm.
figure out what attracted you to the market and at such a young age, and what interests
Yeah.
you and how you got involved.
Well, actually, if you say like how did I got involved in crypto, you can say it's like destiny. Like at first, I don't look at for jobs for crypto industry,
Uh
but
huh.
then I got lucky to join this IDO Launchpad, and it works really well. Even if the market, even back then, the market is like not very good as now, but they got pretty good projects, and they survived for 2 years during all the bear run, and that's pretty good. And after that, I just stay in this industry.
Okay.
Let
So
me
you actually
see. Let
got
me check this.
so you
Yes,
just
please,
got a
please go ahead.
job before you got interested, or did you get interested in crypto before you got the job?
No, I got a job, and that's where I learned everything about crypto.
Ah, okay.
And that's why, yeah, and that's why I know that crypto is an interesting industry for me to get in, and it got faster money with less investment.
Money.
Do you have any friends that you know that are involved in crypto before this or
Yeah,
after
actually,
this?
a lot of my friends, like they got more. I got more friends involved in crypto industry than like last year because they think now crypto is in the boom run, so they want to get involved in crypto and want to buy a token before everything go to the all time high.
So it's already at the all time high.
High, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, kind of.
the Bitcoin got high a lot, like Snoop Dogg. Like we can say that the um, according to the statistic, and I can see here from Statista, by the year 2020, 2022, the adoption rate of Vietnam market for cryptocurrency is 27%. And I can say
Yeah,
that one is very high comparing to other parts of the world. And
right.
there are so many people saying that like the old topic, right? We talk about it several times that many people think that crypto is a scam, and I can say that there's a lot of scam running on the cryptocurrency and just or maybe they just fake cryptocurrencies. However, right now we can see that the Vietnam market is developing a lot, and even the national TV is talking about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So I think that's going to be a good chance for the project to go to the Vietnam market, and also we have a lot of tech talents here. That's going to be a good opportunity for the project to hire the talents from Vietnam with a very good price. So, as a builder, how do you feel about that, Sahil?
Yeah, I think it's you know, the adoption here, you know, we've talked about this before, is just absolutely enormous. But also as well, just like the wealth of talent in this industry here, there's a lot of developers in the space. There's a lot of designers. There's a lot of people that work throughout the entire tech stack that are based in Vietnam. And actually, even like beyond the Web3 space, even in the Web2 space, like I know a bunch of organizations in Australia where you have like Vietnamese Australian people that have like moved, you know, moved in the 60s, 70s, 80s to Australia from Vietnam during the war. They've now come back to Vietnam and set up agencies where they have development agencies and they get Vietnam workers to work for them because they obviously are Vietnamese, so they are fluent in Vietnamese, and they also grew up in Australia, so they're also fluent in English. So you know they've got the best of both worlds, where they can work with local Vietnamese talent. And here is huge, and you know when you're running a project, I was just thinking about this the other day, because I'm working on you know my own projects, and I'm supporting other like companies that are working on their own projects, and you know the thing that's really interesting about it is I was just having this thought that, you know, if I was in Australia and I was running a startup, I would need to have, like, you know, to build out a team, I would need to have like several hundreds of thousands of dollars just to start things out to get the ball rolling. Whereas here, you know, you can have a much smaller budget and you can actually test out ideas and get things going, and you can fund that yourself with relatively small amounts of capital before you can start looking at investment. And it's just interesting, you know, going through that process where, um, you know, back when, especially in the beginning part of my career, I was doing my own startup, but I was coming straight out of university. So at the time, I had no money, and so to get things done was very difficult to do because I couldn't properly remunerate people for the work that they were doing. And so when you're not paying people, you know, you're very limited in the capacity of what they can actually do for you. Whereas here, it's like, well, I have a bit of money now, so if I'm doing projects, I can pay someone to do things for me and to support growing the project, and they've done an excellent job for us, some of the people that we've worked with. So you know you have this lower barrier of entry to actually test ideas and test products without having to sacrifice huge amounts of capital, which I think is pretty incredible. And it also, you know, it helps. I think one of the things that I think is really interesting about like Vietnam in general is that it is a lot harder for foreigners to come here and live here long term. And so one of the benefits of that is that you actually have this lack of gentrification happening where, you know, typically in the West, what will happen is when an area becomes affluent and, you know, when, you know, real estate companies and development companies go into an area and they start building it out, what usually happens is the people that can't afford to live there anymore get pushed out to outer parts of the city. Whereas you don't really see that happen as much here. Like I live in Thao Dien, which is, you know, this is known as like the foreigner area in Ho Chi Minh City. And so generally, housing here is much more expensive than it is elsewhere in Ho Chi Minh City and the rest of Vietnam in general. But you know, you can go to a restaurant where you can pay like $50 to $100 for a meal, and you can walk like down the road, and you will see someone selling a banh mi or selling like Vietnamese food for like 30-40K, which is like a couple of dollars. So you have this like blend of like affluent people and also people like across different social classes living together. And so the benefits of that is when you're actually building products here, like you can pay you can pay salaries of like $2,000 a month, which is a pretty reasonable, like it's a pretty good salary, but people can live off that depending on what their lifestyle requirements are. Whereas, you know, in the West, you can't do that. You know, if you're paying someone a lot like below minimum wage, like they're not going to be able to survive. They're not going to be able to live in those countries. And you have like a different social system where it's definitely more family oriented here. So, you know, you have, you know, groups of families living together and supporting each other, whereas you don't really have that in the West. So it becomes less there's less likelihood of you being able to actually build a solid business where, you know, you can pay people a little bit less than what you'd be paying in the West versus, you know, what you're doing here. Like if I was going to hire a developer to work for me in Australia or like, you know, in the US, minimum I'm paying them is $100,000 salary, like 130. Now it's probably like closer to 150K, you know. Whereas, like, you know, so if you think about that and you extrapolate that out, like if I'm building a startup and I need to hire people to work for me, dude, $1 million is not going to get you very far. Whereas you could run a business here for 2 years with $1 million, depending on how big your organization is. So I think that's why we're seeing so much innovation coming out of Asia and particularly in Vietnam.
All right. So we can say that hiring talent from Vietnam to build the projects are very, very profitable for companies and crypto projects, right? Have you ever thought of starting your own agency to receive work from around the world, from where you from Australia, from other places, and we manage the talent here to do that. Have you ever thought of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something that I'm still in the process of setting up as well. I guess what's taken me a bit of time to manage with that is that I'm not Vietnamese and I'm not fluent in Vietnamese at all, especially not even close to being a working capacity to be able to work with like Vietnamese speakers that don't speak very much English. And so I think that's where the challenge is uh, you know, being able to bridge that gap. But it's definitely something I'm working on. Something that I'm interested in doing is trying to bridge that gap between the Vietnamese talent and, you know, the work that's available overseas, especially in the blockchain industry, because it is, you know, by design, it's decentralized and global. And so I think there's a huge opportunity to kind of bridge that gap. And there's a massive gap there between, you know, the crypto world that I was exposed to like coming to Vietnam was mostly dominated by Europe and North America. Even though I'm living in Australia, like I had very, very little interaction with, you know, the Korean, like we knew about the Korean stuff, like Korean community that was going on and how, you know, especially in 2017 bull market, you know, the price of all coins were like, I don't know, I can't remember, it was like 5 or 10% more. And like CoinMarketCap had to like actually remove Korean crypto exchanges from their data aggregation models because it was distorting the prices so much, you know. So we were aware of these things happening, but like from Australia, we were never really connected with the Asian market as much. So I think there is a gap there that we can really address, and I think a lot of Vietnamese organizations are also starting to look into that as well.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
that's part of my.
I
That's
used
part
to
of.
work for the technology companies, and I know that there's a lot of outsourcing company are into the crypto space, and they have their own delivery unit to serve the crypto and blockchain technology, and yeah, that's we may talk about that in the next episode. We can elaborate further
Mario,
about that. Yeah, and
Mario,
about Terrence, I
Mario.
would like to talk to you. Hey, are you missing
No, I
out?
was gonna say I'm not trying to make a big advertisement for what we do, but we have a couple teams that we do outsource stuff to. But I
Yeah,
don't want to make
for
the show. I
sure.
don't want to make the show about that. But yeah, and you know,
Yeah,
there's
so
enough
ladies
Vietnamese
and
here.
gentlemen, if you
Yeah,
are
there's enough
watching this
Vietnamese.
show and you have an idea, you want to run a business, you want to produce your own projects, don't hesitate to leave a comment and contact us, right? And
Absolutely.
as a Terence is a professional investor, and we know that crypto is some kind of stock market, but on steroid, right? So, can you can you tell us about the investment in the crypto, Terence, and how the market been yeah, has been recently in Vietnam?
Are you talking about in Vietnam? In Vietnam, I mean, it's great. I mean, but you know, overall, it's been great. I mean, we've up to, I think there's about another $1 trillion in value that's added to the whole marketplace or to the whole market cap of crypto over the past few months. You know, because of all of the ETPs of Bitcoin, a lot of the big institutional players coming in. But you know that when that happens, when the Bitcoin um, halving happens, and right before and right after, it typically gets exciting like this. But you know, I think that we have what's actually taken place over the past month or so is the of course the institutional players getting involved because of the regulations in the US and the approval. But you know, there's always every 4 years with this cycle, there's always exciting. And you know, and since there's a lot of people that already know that Vietnam is like ground zero for a lot of the development in Web3 or blockchain space, so to say. You know, of course, there's a lot of excitement here. Of course, you know, and I missed out on some of the projects that she was presenting to me. You know, but we've got like a lot of things happening, man. It's just like really interesting with a lot of the major players. Is Sui just started doing workshops here. Leo started doing workshops here about 4 or 5 months ago. There's Clayton have been started doing workshops here about 5 or 6 months ago.
So
So they know,
can you tell us about
they
this
know
the most
these
recent event?
blockchains know that this is where the talent is. That's why they're putting so much energy into this market, because they know that this is a place where there's a lot of young talent and a lot of adoption already happening. The people here don't have a really negative perception of blockchain and crypto. They adopt it. You know, it's just like you know, I was actually just today, you know, I was sharing with there was a guy that at my old gym. He was a young guy. He's about 21. He's probably about your age, on my. And he kind of shocked me because he was like asking me about crypto, because I shared with him my channel. I said, "Hey man, did you check out our channel?" And he's like, "Oh, you know, what should I invest in next?" Because he said he got some Ethereum. And I said, "Oh man, I didn't know you was, but you know, I should know. A lot of the young people are already on board, man. I mean, you guys must come in. You must come out of high school learning crypto."
You know, that's one of the interesting things that I found about when I came to Vietnam, is just watching tech adoption here versus like, other countries that I've lived in, like Australia. You know, I remember last year when GPT first came out, if you were a Vietnamese and you had you could not access GPT. So one, you needed a VPN to access it, and two, having a Vietnamese number to actually register your account, you couldn't do it. But one of the things that I noticed was I would go to coffee shops and work all the time, and I would see Vietnamese like teenagers, like in high school, with ChatGPT opened up. So they've all figured out ways to be able to get access to it and use it, probably using it to do their homework. But like, the thing is like I even have like friends in the West that I speak to, and like in Australia and stuff, and some of them like they do similar work to me, but they're not even using any AI tools or even GPT as part of their workflow. Whereas like, I've fully integrated in a lot, like 90% of what I do, and a lot of
Yeah.
Vietnamese people have. So you look at that adoption rate compared to the West, is like, it's completely different.
Hey, if it's
Yeah,
a
I
way, they're
think,
gonna figure it out in Vietnam. This is what I
I
learned
think
when I first came here.
yeah,
There's a way, they're gonna figure it out here. The
yeah.
Vietnamese
So
mindset, they're
Laila,
gonna figure it out.
how do you think
Uh-oh.
about the technology adoption in Vietnam? And as a business developer, how do you see about that? Like, can you tell us about your opinion?
Yeah, actually, so I think I would say like IT students from Vietnam is very smart. So they are very like updated, keep everything up to date. So they involve in cryptocurrency a lot. You can see now among all the cryptocurrency hackathon, there are a lot of Vietnamese university students, and that's where they will start up, they make their own projects, or they could join the IT outsourcers.
Yeah,
And as you can see, like there are a lot of IT outsourcer in Vietnam, and all other projects from other countries also come to Vietnam and find builders from Vietnam as well.
yeah. All right. So yeah.
What you saying, Mario? What
Now,
was you saying, Mario?
yeah. Laila just told me that she has another meeting, and she will
Okay.
need to leave us with the talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy lady,
And
man.
for
Busy young
another
lady.
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of projects when you meet me a day. You can see like crypto now is very like interested by Vietnamese. So a lot of projects are now interested in like developing and spreading in Southeast Asia market. So that's why they want to focus to Vietnam because we have like the best support, and also we got like the fee is more suitable than others country. That's why they want to get to Vietnam. They want to work with Vietnamese, maybe Launchpad or satellite exchange.
Can they hit you up on the Telegram? I mean, we're gonna have the Telegram at the end. Can they hit you up on the Telegram?
Yeah, sure. Just text me.
We'll put the Telegram. It's gonna be Lila. Was it Lila C. Joe?
No, it's just yeah, Lilac Joe. My
Lila
name on
Joe.
Telegram.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got
Just
it.
hit
All
me
right.
up if you want to join any IDO. I can tell you where to join. I can support you with joining our IDO. And if you got, I know, some $100, you can also join our VIP group.
All right, the VIP group. So,
Got VIP support from our Launchpad.
what's the difference?
So we'll have like a whitelist, or maybe you can buy a VIP round.
Hmm.
You can buy first and buy more than others.
More profit?
No more profit, more token. The same profit, but
The same rate, but more token.
yeah,
Yeah.
because every IDO will be sold out in around like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like VIP round or first come first serve. So
Okay.
yeah, they have to like
Nice.
fight a little bit to get the slot in IDO.
Very nice. So let me just look into it, and then I will take some profit from there, and then here, and there. All right. So
Yeah, man.
after this, we will talk about the events, right? And there's a lot of events happened recently. And myself, I joined in the Eth Vietnam, and there's a lot of interesting people join in, and I have recorded some footage. So maybe after this talk, we will show people how it went with Eth Vietnam,
Yeah,
and
you didn't
how
tell us. We didn't
and
get
how
to
about the South.
we didn't get to talk last time because we couldn't connect on our thing. We didn't get to hear your stories about Eth Vietnam. You got to go to the parties, man. We didn't
Come
get
on,
we
it's
didn't get to hear.
it's
You didn't get to after party.
the after party. I
There,
missed
there,
it. I
Yeah,
missed it.
there was epic
you
after
missed it.
party.
I thought you went to one of them, didn't you?
Yeah, let me ask for like let me ask people if they
Did you
recorded some
forget?
video about it. Did you record any video from the after
No,
party?
no video recorded.
No
video.
video
You can see
recorded.
that.
No videos allowed.
You know what? The
It
most
was that
precious thing,
crazy.
the most precious things are hidden. Exactly
What
what
happened?
it is
So
exactly
what
what it
happened? Hey,
is
so what
in
happens in the
the
after
crypto
party stays
market.
in the after party, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to join, like you have to know somebody from the group to join the after party, the real
Yeah.
after party.
Oh,
Okay.
There also like one after party. I
so
could
must
not
be
join.
like that must be in the VIP group, right?
Yeah,
One of the VIP group to
and,
join
like,
that.
there also another after party for VVIP group.
The VVIP,
Oh,
very
one-
very
That
important,
one is
Oh wow.
very very important
I
players.
almost joined that, but then cannot anymore.
Mhm. So there's nothing left for us. Maybe the next ball run. So tell me about what happened on your side. Tell me what happened on your side, Terrence.
Are you talking about us down here in Taodan? You know, just
Yeah.
no, I'm
No,
not an
down south,
everyday.
not
I'm
down
not an
south, not
everyday
down
person.
here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Just so everybody know, you guys are in Hanoi. We're down south in Ho Chi Minh City. But yeah, just just been watching the markets. I'm not an everyday trader like you, so I just kind of like watch the markets and ride it out. I'm a long-term holder. You know that.
Yo, I'm not a
One
day
of the
trader anymore.
one
Not
of, dude,
anymore.
one of the interesting things that I've seen, been a lot of news that's been reported about the banks on the verge of
I
failing.
kind
Man,
of have to go right now. The project is asking for me already.
Oh,
This
Bye-bye.
is one of the
busy young
VVIPs,
lady.
right? Very, very important player. So
Everyone
yeah,
who want to see Lilac every day.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We gotta see and gotta know how players play. The next time you show me how to play.
Next time. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, see you guys. Bye.
okay. See you. Thanks for
All
joining
right.
us today.